So they were lucky enough to have the herbivore Wonder Woman Grand Champ Sarah Reasoner with us. It's Reasoner, right?
Reasoner.
Reasoner. Reasonor.
Like a reason bar?
Reason and then ER.
Or the fat kids kind of like reason bar. Remember those?
No, I don't remember.
Is it Ryzen?
The Amazon.
See you, man.
So you've been all over the spectrum. You've done some track and field, some bodybuilding, some powerlifting, some strongman, and who knows what's next. Your nutrition's been all over the place. Your body's been all over the place.
Because CrossFit.
Does that count?
CrossFit? No, it's not real.
Okay, good. So let's start from the beginning. How did
We're gonna get the shit knocked out of us in that comment. Who's this asshole? Yeah, just Christ, settle down.
You can't do any CrossFit anymore. So how did you get involved in all this? What was it, high school and college, or where did this all begin for you?
Okay, so I was always in sports. I grew up competitively swimming, actually. That was the first thing I got into, and then.
That's where the back came from.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then when I was in 6th grade, someone looked at my shoulders and was like, "Oh my gosh, you'd be a great thrower. You should do it." Okay.
How does someone go about that?
Huh?
Like in 6th grade.
Because
I'm just saying, like, nice shoulders, girl. Throw this thing.
okay, so it actually came from.
And who was this?
My mom was a track coach.
Okay.
And it came
that makes
from her
sense.
assistant. And I brought my 6th grade school pictures down to the track practice and showed my mom. And her assistant looked, and his sister was a thrower. And so he's like, "Okay, wow, you have big shoulders. You should throw." And I was in 6th grade, so I was like, "Okay." So next year in 7th grade, I started throwing.
So your mom was Mary Jo.
Yeah. And so decided just to go for it, and so I did. And threw in college.
Okay.
And
what did you throw in college?
I
What?
did shot put and discus in college. And
The
if I
hammer?
needed points, I'd throw the hammer and just kind of chuck it.
Oh, really?
for
So,
points.
okay. And what did you throw in college? What were some of your best? Remember, as far as either the lift?
Yeah, so disc, I think I ended up doing like, not quite 160, like 157 maybe, I think was my best.
That's American
throw.
units.
In feet, yes, not meter.
Just to specify.
Then,
Take your ass back to the UK.
and then shot put, I think 48 something feet.
You really couldn't get 50?
No, I couldn't do 50.
You only needed that extra, like, 2 feet.
Foot and a half, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I did in college. Then
Very
after
cool.
college,
And did you go to nationals for that or anything?
I
or
did.
how did that? Did
I
you?
went to nationals 4 times.
Was it all over the country? Was it always in the same spot? Or?
Always kind of in Ohio area or Midwest is where they hosted all of them, just because it was cheaper to fly everybody to the Midwest.
Okay.
So they did that. 40 pounds when I left college,
All
and
right.
I was like, I don't need to be this big anymore. And
You what now?
I just said to myself, like, I don't need to be this big anymore. There's no
Yeah.
point. And so I decided to lose a bunch of weight, and I just started running. Like, I had no idea what I was doing and eating better, or what I thought was better. And over the course of about a year, I got down to like 180 pounds and just stayed there. And then I ended up, I got married and moved around and just kind of stopped working out at that point in my life and kind
then
of lost everything.
When you went through that journey of running, was it always a long distance? And then did
Gosh,
you
I
quit
could run
eating what
like
you normally did?
400 meters to start. It was so bad. I was so
Well, I
just
bet
not
your
in
knees
shape.
and hips felt it too after
Yes.
just throwing all those years.
Yep, and I had some back injuries that bugged me all through college, and so it literally was just like, I don't need to be this big, this is stupid. And so yeah, I just decided to lose the weight, and I think at one point I got down to about 165 at that point.
That's a drastic change for
Yeah,
you
it's
being
huge.
the worst thrower.
It's almost 100
Did you-
pounds.
Yeah.
Did you have a back still at that point?
Did I have a what?
Did you have a back still at that point? Did you lose your back?
I did lose my back. I was like the skinny fat is what they call it, I think. And but yeah, so then at that point, I was 165 for my wedding. Actually, is what I remember. I got married and we moved down to Louisiana for a while, and I basically it was a shitty time of my life, and I stopped working out completely. And about 4 years ago, I moved back up here, and around that time, I kind of decided to become myself again and take back what I needed to. Ended up getting a divorce, and around that time, I was training with a guy named John Swoboda out of the Underground in White Bear.
Sure.
And he just was like, hey, you should like think about bodybuilding. You know, you've gone through this, you know, big change. You've got a lot of muscle. Like, why don't you try it? So I said, okay. And after that, I switched trainers a little bit and ended up with a guy named Dennis Arndt out of Los Campeones over in Minneapolis.
Where?
And Los Campeones.
Where's that at?
Over in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Franklin
And-
Ave.
Yeah.
Right by Augie.
Yes, right across from Augsburg.
Dennis a good dude.
So how long from you moving back from Louisiana, and when did you start to train? When you moved back, got settled back
Yeah.
into things, and kind of from that point moving back to when did you really get encouraged to kind of get back into training? How long was it for when you were here to when you got back into it?
I mean, I started pretty seriously when I moved back to Minnesota. I knew I needed to make a change, but it was like I would go to Anytime Fitness and do my own thing. It wasn't, you know, anything
Remember that?
big.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it was,
How long ago was that now?
just over 4 years ago when I moved back.
Okay.
And that's just a mental,
Yeah.
grind from what your mindset was down there to come up here.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably like some relief for you too, I imagine. Stress relief, right?
Yeah, huge stress relief, and it was a way for me to kind of take control back of my life that I had lost in a pretty shitty relationship, and so it was just a way for me to kind of recover and become what I needed to.
And on a side note, that's why Ryder's never been married or wants to be.
Thanks, asshole. Wait a minute, aren't you not married? And like
So
6
Sarah,
years older
yeah.
than me?
So let's switch topics.
So anyways, on to the next topic.
So you were going through rough time.
Yep. And so yeah, and then I started prep for a bodybuilding show January 2017, and I was with Dennis at that time at Lowe's, and that's when I actually like really started seriously training. It had been just kind of like random, like I'd do a Tough Mudder and like a triathlon and just random crap on my own. But then that's when I really started training, was just about a year and a half ago.
So how did you kind of get into Los and Dennis and this? You just kind of from word of mouth, or you just go to these places out of curiosity to try this gym out because you've seen a lot of stuff. How did it all?
Well, yeah, I think that's something you're not scared to go to new places and find people that have coaches that have different perspectives. I think so many people, even coaches, aren't willing to learn from other coaches. Or, you know, I've had athletes where we took to an athlete in particular. We went down to Brian Derwin's, and one of the best weightlifting coaches in the country. Most people don't know about him because he doesn't have a social media page. He doesn't give a fuck. But they didn't like his coaching style. They didn't take 1 ounce of knowledge from him because they didn't like it. Where you are the opposite. You're open-minded to absolutely everything. That says
I never
something.
used to be that way. I actually, in college, I had this coach, his name's Norm, and I swear that man changed my life forever. Because in high school, I was that asshole kid that, like, I just knew everything. And I
Oh, you're
knew
that
what
one?
I knew. And, yep, I was
I
that
have
kid.
one of those. Hi, Alex.
But Norm
The second time you
stood
shouted
up
her
to
out.
Oh,
me.
fuck. She's sorry.
Maybe 3 times, I don't know.
She's my problem athlete.
But no, Norm stood up to me in college and like wouldn't back down my freshman year, and I had a horrible freshman year at college when it came to sports, just because I was so like at odds with him all the time. And he finally just like looked at me and was like, "Look, we're gonna kill each other, or you're gonna listen." And I learned that I don't know everything, and that I need to change my attitude.
Yeah.
And that honestly, that changed my whole like athletic outlook and how I wanted to be as an athlete. Is to like, I know nothing, and I'm gonna learn everything I possibly can from people.
And I think that's the best attitude anybody can have is to, and that's what college is great about, especially after high school. A lot of people obviously leave and they're the best, and they've always been told they're the best by their dads who are coaches in middle school and their high school coaches because everybody needs them. But once you get to college, and there's a senior who's been grinding for 4 or 5 years, and coaches who have seen these hot shots come and go, if you find out fast whether or not you can be coached and you can be broken down and rebuild and gain day by day, inch by you got to earn your respect.
That's what
and
freshman's
earn
all
their
about.
respect.
Freshman year, like
Not
no
even
matter if
that,
you're the
even
shit.
so
You just,
on through more on too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's every day.
you get. Yeah, I remember I came in as a freshman, and I'm like, I was the shit. Where I came from, we all were. And then all of a sudden, you're like, God damn, I'm a boy. These are men. It's pretty quick.
And even mentally too, and emotionally, you get broken down by
Oh, yeah.
whether it's whatever sport you're in or just school assignments or just sports and film work you got to do and knowing your assignments and just everything is going through so
humbling.
fast.
It is.
Yeah.
I could
You
think of
in baseball.
Yeah.
It's humbling.
I think myself and like I remember 4 other people, Jake being one of them. Camp broke us. I don't know what it was. The camp just broke us.
I think it's the grind. It's
No, it is. It's the
consistency
7 a.m.
all
till
day
10
long.
o'clock at night watching film.
Well, if you can't
So-
figure it out, next guy up. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, no, exactly.
You know,
And actually, a great thing I think Frank did with us too was he kind of, for a while at least, he restricted the phones, which was great because we're not going anywhere to bond up in like northern Minnesota. We're at Augie, we're going after it, but to restrict the phones and make you come together in a way where you're forced to in a way, beyond what you're already doing, was great for the league too. But then again, that's a mental grind for like a lot of the kids today. It's like getting off the opioids, trying to put your phones away, right? Because I can't imagine being a teacher right now.
No, hell no. Like right now, I have to keep looking at my phone because my lifter's texting me, and I'm like, just give me a minute, damn it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing.
But so you're saying you meet Norm in college.
Yeah.
He kind of helps you with your mindset, and you probably help him as well with the coach, with you getting through that grind and, and opening yourself up to always learning, which is great.
Yeah.
So where do you go from there?
I mean, I just, he completely changed everything that I thought of and what I knew, and learned that I really actually know nothing.
So that opened you up for bodybuilding? Is that what kind of intrigued you for that, or was it the body type thing? Or
No,
what was
bodybuilding sparked me because, like I said, I had been in a really unfortunate marriage, and I had just completely lost my way. I didn't know who I was. I had given about 3 years of my life to somebody else, completely for the sake of somebody else and not myself. And so I did nothing for myself for about 3 years. And it was just one of those weird things where someone was just like, why don't you try this? And I thought, okay, here we go, let's try it. And that was my way to like come back and like reclaim who I was, or who I thought I was. And so I met Dennis at the Underground because he used to train there, and just by whatever chances happened, I decided that I wanted him to be my prep coach. And so we started that in January of 2017.
And then was that both training and nutrition from that one person?
So he was gonna do the full prep, so it was training sessions and nutrition. But at that time, 2 weeks into January of that year, unbeknownst to him, I didn't tell him for like 3 weeks, I actually decided to go vegan and cut out all animal products for my life. And so he would give me my meals, like set meals, that had the macros next to it. And so me just trying to be like, I don't know what I'm doing, would try to go through and match all my macros to what I thought a vegan diet was and how to like figure that out. And I didn't tell him for 3 weeks because I was like, I'm gonna try this vegan thing. And if it doesn't work, I don't want to be the asshole that comes out and is like, hey guys, I'm vegan. And then it doesn't work, and I'm like, okay, just kidding. So I decided to keep it a secret, and I figured, okay, if I can stick with it for 3 weeks, I can stick with it. So after 3 weeks, I told him, and he just looked at me, he's like, well, fuck. Okay, I guess, here we go. And so we went with it from there.
It works.
you've been vegan ever since?
Yep.
You just started vegan. You didn't go vegetarian and then vegan? You
No, I called a buddy and I was like, hey, you need
Jumped
to
off
come
the
clean
deep
out
end
my
right away,
fridge. And he came over and
So-
cleaned out everything out of my fridge, and I went to Cub and was
Jesus.
like, hey, what's that like fake mock meat vegan shit labeled in the freezer aisle?
Is that the shit that you add water and bake it?
No, it wasn't that stuff. It was like Beyond Meat, like chicken. I don't like, honestly, I had no idea.
I eat like 4 pounds of meat a day. I would die. Hats off to you. I don't know how you do it.
So how did you? What made you? When you signed up for this bodybuilding competition or training period, prep, were you prior thinking about what made you change to vegan? What was your whole mindset behind it? Just
Yeah.
to be different?
No.
Is it an animal thing? You
A
like
little
animals?
bit, yeah. So I, like a couple years prior, when my ex-husband was about to get out of the military, which is why we moved back up here, he was looking at jobs, and this undercover investigator for Mercy for Animals came up, and that is a company it's a nonprofit that they send undercover investigators into the farms and like those huge, all those animal rights movies that you see. This is the secret footage that they get. They have a fake identity, all this stuff, and they're put into these places to get footage. So anyway, part of that program is they send you all these videos, and I watched those probably about 3-4 years ago, and I stopped eating meat for about a week. But then, because I was just kind of ignorant and I just didn't care enough at that time, I started eating meat again. So it's always been something that's been there, but I was clueless. And I think it was like fall of 16. So right before I decided to do the bodybuilding show, I met a friend whose name is Ryan Nelson, and he's a vegan bodybuilder. And he literally was just like, no, look, it's possible to do this. Like, you can be an athlete and be vegan. It's not difficult. And so he just simply educated me and gave me websites and all a bunch of stuff to like read about health effects, the environmental effects, the animal cruelty side of everything. And at that point I was just like, I can't ignore this anymore. I'm not stupid. Like, I see what's in front of me. I feel this is the best choice for me.
Yeah.
So I made the choice.
So what were your proteins? Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, well, what were, in case we have any vegan or vegetarian listeners who are interested in the Iron Game, like, what are the biggest takeaways that you, like, what are the biggest things that helped you? Like, 2-3 biggest things that helped you be successful with that diet as a strength athlete?
Find someone who has been vegan for a while,
Okay.
ask them what to eat,
Okay.
because you will be overwhelmed, for sure. And honestly, just reading, like, there's a lot of websites. If you just Google how to be a vegan, like, it'll pop up. There's
Yeah.
tons of stuff. And then I would say a big thing, especially in today's kind of the day and age, is Instagram is huge, because what do
absolutely.
people like to look at? Pictures. And
Yeah.
what do people like to eat? Beautiful things, right? So when you see pictures of all this good looking food, you're going to be drawn to it. And then, like, hey, literally there's recipes posted. Anything for you just to get your own information is really, really, really helpful.
So how did you get all the calories in? Was it all protein powder based, or what were your protein based to build your muscle?
So, when I first went, when I was still with Dennis, I can't quite remember what my macros were. I mean, it was pretty high, because at that time I was about 190 pounds. I think we figured like a 26% body fat.
You don't eat so much kale, right?
Right, and so, I can't remember exactly what the macros were, but like I said, I had tried to kind of match everything. It was roughly, 20 to 30 grams of carbs each meal. I was pretty high fat, so I know I was about 90 grams of fat. And then the protein was around 180 to 200 grams, I think.
So were you doing eggs or any fish or kind of?
No,
none
I
of
went cold turkey, all animal products cut out. So I was doing rice and then this fake, this mock meat stuff that they have in the frozen
Spam?
aisles. No, that's animal product.
Oh, that is?
Close, Tony, close.
It's delicious and salty.
Yeah.
It's got gelatin around it. Oh, sorry.
So that's kind of what I did. I did like coconut oil to piece everything together, and it wasn't really working.
How did your body recover from your training? Did it take a huge
Yeah, that's what.
effect off of that?
No, I kept a little log for a while as to like how to do that, and I still would get like a vegan protein powder to do after my workouts instead of like a whey.
And that's not cheap either, so you probably made a pretty big investment for this.
Luckily at the time I worked at GNC, so I got
Oh, that's
stuff
right.
real cheap.
Nice.
So yeah, so I
Shout
was
out
able
to all the expired products.
Exactly. All the expired products, all the product reps, thank you for the free shit. But that, yeah, I remember after a couple weeks, actually, my skin cleared completely, actually, like, incredibly. I had back issues in college, and being a bigger person that went into try to running, I had knee issues and all this joint pain and stuff. And my joint pain actually went away in about a month completely. Like, my knees didn't hurt anymore.
So all the inflammation was probably gone with your clean up your diet.
Yep, and I would say it's because of like the dairy and again all the animal products that I just didn't consume anymore, because those are inflammatories, and so all of that stopped. My recovery, I didn't have any issues. I never noticed anything.
That's a huge thing too with red meat, right? Some people say there's a lot of inflammation issues with red meat. Am I correct? I always see the Arnold posting shit
Well,
about
you
it.
understand
So.
what Stan says, otherwise.
Yeah, red meat and dairy are huge inflammation.
See what Stan says.
But yeah, whatever Stan says, he's like God to me and him. So
You know what really throws me off is Charles Polkman passing away from a heart attack at 57. I don't want to think that had anything to do with red meat.
There might be
Can't
other
help
issues in
it.
there we don't know about too. It
Crazy
could be
lifestyle, he's traveling all
hereditary
the
stuff.
time, all
Could
kinds
be
of different stuff. But
Could be genetic too. There could be
could
stuff
be.
we don't know about.
Just a lot
What-
going
you know
on.
what's
But
interesting
he was like Stan though, big advocate for red meat.
Yeah, he was very influential of, I think, a lot of the BCAAs before they were even out in the market with anything.
Right.
He was kind of the promoter
Have you
creator
heard his-
back in the.
This is kind of off topic, but have you heard his like fish oil recommendations, BCA recommendations?
No.
Like for weight loss, 30 grams of fish oil a day.
Jesus.
30 grams. And then for BCAAs, double A's, like 40 grams for a workout. And your one serve, your one scoop is like 3.5, 5 grams.
You eat like fucking fourth of a
Good
tub.
one.
Just-
I tried. I went through half a tub for.
How'd your stomach feel? Did it affect you, that
Stomach
digestion at
felt
all?
fine. Stomach felt fine. I've done the fish oil thing on some
Yeah.
of my on one of my weight loss clients, and
Yeah.
it worked okay.
Yeah.
Worked for. I mean, she
So
lost
they're your mice.
5-6 pounds
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks. But
You know what's funny though, along the vegan thing, is I was talking to your client today, Lisa, who you introduced me to.
Yeah.
And she's also vegan.
Vegetarian.
And vegetarian, okay. But she was telling me that she's been lifting heavy with you for a powerlifting and trying to recover from scuba diving, right?
Yeah.
And she was telling me you taught her to try to experiment and find ways to do armless burpees.
yeah,
I feel bad for her.
No
when she
hand
told me-
burpees.
Damn it! Everyone at
Can you
this
imagine
gym is
that?
trying to get me to do that.
We've been
It's a
doing
big
it.
fucking
We've been doing it since Ben. It's like but she gets knocked over by waves. She weighs 115
Yeah.
pounds. She gets knocked over by waves. They have gloves on. They have like this tank on, and they're not supposed to touch like the ground or anything. They're
And she
supposed
goes
to try
in
to like
from shore,
roll
she said,
over
right?
and get up. What's that?
She goes in from the shore when she scuba dives.
Yeah. So like she's like, hey, I need to be able to get up without my hands with my tank on. I was like, do you have a backpack? She's like, yeah. I said, bring a backpack. We're gonna fill it up with weights, and we're gonna do no hand burpees.
Oh, wait, she's the
fucking
one who did
it.
my workshop last week,
Yeah,
right?
she came to your workshop, but she
Okay.
did no-handed burpees. She would do them in the middle of lifetime at 5 p.m. Just fucking people everywhere. It was hilarious. People are staring
I
at
would
me.
pay to
They're
watch
staring
that.
at her. I think I probably lost more clients out of that deal than anything.
She's a ferocious little badass. She was showing me pictures of her trip where she went to do the deep sea diving, and she was like, she had to work out. She could not work out. So she showed me what you had her doing. She was lifting your tank, bench pressing, floor pressing, over pressing.
She did
She's
Murph like 3 weeks in a row down there.
Like this is
pretty
but
crazy.
what I was saying is the incredible thing about her being vegetarian is she told me she is same as you. She never gets sore from any of the heavier, intense, ridiculous workouts Nick has her going through. The only time, credit to you, she got sore or felt like she had done something was the workshop you had last week. Whether it was different
She told me her
movements,
hammies were sore.
she was
Oh,
so
she
happy.
found 'em?
She was
Good.
so happy to be sore. She said she emailed you about it too.
She
I don't
did.
know if you read it, but yeah. So it's crazy that like the vegetarians you think vegans would have.
The anti-inflammatories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something like I think about for myself. Fuck, I wake up in the morning and I'm like an old '70s muscle car. Like I gotta fucking get moving, man. Like you can't just go. Like,
Throw some hot sauce on the carburetor.
dude, right? Yeah, let's pour fucking half a gallon on the carburetor and hopefully she starts. Like,
Where's my peanut butter?
yeah, you know. So that's I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like being like the preachy vegan. I really
Yeah.
hate that.
But
Because
you
it
are.
turns people off. Thank you. I am not.
So
but
we're-
like, I'd say cut out your dairy. Just try it.
I don't do that dairy. I just eat like a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's at least once a week.
That's a lot of dairy. That's a lot of
Oh, it is?
Well, I mean, you know.
You know, I mean, that's my vice. And whiskey.
Yeah.
And yes.
Which is, if you ever watch some of the Rich Piana stuff, he had that every single night.
What'd he
almost
have?
had one or two of those Ben and Jerry's, I think.
Dude, that guy was so gassed to the gills, though.
Each their own. But,
I mean, you know,
No, he wasn't. He was fatty.
he was natural.
have you seen his parents?
Were his eyes real too? But to be fair, that guy actually knows a lot about a lot of strength stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
He was very smart.
So you went to the vegan route 3 weeks in. So how did your trainer take that? You said he was blown away, right?
Yeah, he didn't really know what to do or say, and so we trained together.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck?
I think he was kind of pissed.
But if it works, then
But
you're kind of like, you gotta take a
didn't-
step back and be like, okay, hey,
Right.
maybe I don't have an answer, so let's see where it goes.
Right.
Right.
And I think it was the thing like, yeah, I think he was pissed, but he just was too nice. To
Well, you were
like,
still
say
willing to work for it, though. So you were still willing to do
Right.
the bodybuilding competition.
Yep, and I wanted to.
Which
I
he
wanted
had to
do
respect.
it. Yep. And so we kept training together until I think May is when we kept training.
Oh, Opie was flexing.
And
Sorry, we have an intern who looks like Opie from Andy Griffith's show, so we keep looking at him.
He was flexing. Sorry. Your story was great. Please continue.
no, it's okay. That was worth it. So yeah, so we kept training until like May, I think, of last 2017. And then we just reached this point where he was just stuck and my body had kind of stopped changing and he didn't really know what to do and I didn't know what to do and we were just stuck. And so he's like, you know what, why don't you go to my buddy Ryan, who was the vegan bodybuilder in the area, and he said, like, just go to him and see if he can, like, give you advice and tips and help as to what to do. And so I did, and Ryan sat down, he's like, you know, I'm sorry I didn't do this earlier, and he wrote out a diet plan for me. He's like, this is what I would do if I was your coach, this is what I want you on. The macros were different, the sources where I was getting my fats was different, just by nature of what vegan protein is too. Vegan protein always is going to have carbs in it because it's plant, and versus like I could never have a 0 carb day, even trying to, it's physically not possible.
Yeah, can you run us through how that kind of works? I mean, I'm just curious, like.
Well, I've seen pictures from your after your meet or at your meet you posted like kind of some before and after, some bodybuilding, powerlifting.
Yeah.
You looked great.
Yeah.
So what like Tyler was saying, what was the process there?
Yeah, like how, like the fuck you eat?
Yeah.
Shredded cheese.
Yeah.
To get to that is, I did end up actually switching coaches in
Okay.
May because Dennis was just like, I don't know what to do for you with your diet. I just don't know enough. You
And how
gotta
far
go."
was it into your prep?
So that was May. I was supposed to do a show in June,
Okay.
but I just wasn't ready for it, and so I sat down with Ryan and Dennis, and I decided to make the switch to a coach that knew the vegan diet and knew how to get me to what I needed to do. And so then we ended up pushing a show out until October. So we had from May until October to get ready. I started, I think I was about 180 pounds still.
And how tall are you, Sarah?
I'm 6 feet tall.
6 foot tall?
Yep.
Okay.
180 pounds, and I was still sitting at like a 23% body fat. And so we said, all right, here's what we're gonna do. And so we ended up switching everything over. And the interesting thing that I didn't really know is that as a vegan, your diet is going to be generally much higher in carbs than a carnivore. It can be because, like I said, by nature, broccoli has carbs in it. Or I got a lot of my protein from what's called seitan. It's vital wheat gluten. It's
Satan?
Seitan, yes. All hail seitan. It's the thing.
Satan.
So it is a powder that you can like make into like meat crumbles or make it look like chicken, and you can season it like honestly, if it's done well, you can't really. It's close. You can't really tell.
I don't know, man. Have you ever had a big old juicy piece of chicken?
Satan.
Yes,
You have it in here.
But-
Satan.
The chicken in the field.
but
I will give you $100 if you eat a steak after this.
absolutely not. I would throw up everywhere.
Would you? Yeah, you probably
Oh my
would.
gosh.
No, you went throw up.
Yes.
Would you?
It would make me
You'd
so
eat a
sick.
food
I
coma, you'd be
can't.
happy.
No, I couldn't. I
So-
absolutely could not.
Like, so obviously you
Prove
need
it.
to have carbs and fats. You're not
Right.
getting you're not taking in meat, but how do you get your protein source? Like I know,
Yeah.
what are the ratios here with the food that you're eating?
So, I mean, it ended up being, we cut my fat. I never ever in the entire prep went under 175 grams of protein a day. And I only did maybe one shake a day. So the shake was, 20 to 23 grams of protein and like 2-3 carbs.
So with these these foods that you're eating, like obviously my first thought would be like the amino acids. Like how do you? I feel like you can't mimic food, so obviously, right?
Plants
So
actually have a lot of amino acids in them. That's where they originally.
oh, they do. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes,
I
that's where they
I eat
originally come
spinach.
from.
That's about it.
That's what they originally come from,
Yeah.
and then your cow or your pig actually ingests
Eat-
those, and that's how
that makes a lot of sense.
So
So I
did
I
just
learned
skipped-
something today.
Yeah.
Did you have to obviously minimize and pull back your carbs week by week? And then how
Yeah.
do you do that if you're just plant-based for the most part?
Yep. So we did minimize it. The lowest, the last like 8 weeks before the show, my macros stayed pretty much the same, and it was 175 protein, 55 grams of carb, 30 fat. So it was like 1,200 calories or something like that. I can't quite remember, but that was the lowest I ever
And
went.
what was your body fat at when you were at your lowest first stage?
So the day before, or 2 days before I started the carb load for the stage, I got on the scale and I was 156 pounds, and I was at an 8.1% body fat.
Damn, that's late. Especially for a woman.
Good God.
Like
Well,
that's-
6 foot
that's-
tall too.
And
with-
6 foot. Fuck.
With that back and shoulders, yeah.
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 I got real lean. But it was all a learning process of like, instead of coconut oil, I learned that it's actually better for you to eat like avocado for your fat source or different things like that.
Why is that?
something with how your body processes the coconut oil, and part of it has to do with being in the bodybuilding world, and I'm sure there's some bodybuilders that listen to this
For sure.
throw a massive fit with me, but this is what worked for my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta work. Everyone's different. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we ended up doing.
So how long of a prep was this overall for you? Was it 16?
So I
24
started in
weeks?
January,
Wow.
and I stepped on stage October 6th.
Yeah.
So
But
it
that was
a
your first show
10-month
you've ever done, though, right?
Yeah, it was the first show I ever did, and it was a 10-month prep after figuring everything out and going through 2 coaches. And,
Kudos for you for sticking to the grind and not quitting, figuring out.
Yeah,
going
especially
over and
something
over.
like that. That's so much trial and error. Like, that's fucking intense.
And
That's
not
awesome.
only for your body, but your mind too. Just trying to figure out all those things and be calm and cool and collected enough to work through all that.
yeah, it was tough. It was really tough leaving Dennis because he's a really good buddy, and I trusted him completely with my prep. And we just got to this place where like, shit, we can't. What are we gonna do? We're just stuck.
And then you were able to grow again with your new coach,
Ryan,
right?
yeah. And that was another thing where I knew I had to make that move if I wanted to be the best athlete that I could be, to a coach that again I trusted completely with what I was doing. And so I just showed up and worked.
Well, I wonder if that's pretty common throughout bodybuilding. I have no idea, but that was some of the people I talked to would tell me that they had to switch coaches to their prep just because they weren't seeing an eye on things. It wasn't no bad blood, but it was just almost business-wise, like they had.
I think
to
that's
go.
what coaching in general.
Yeah.
You can be the best coach in the world, and you're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone
whether
does
it's
it a certain way.
well, yeah, like it can be whether it's hey, I'm moving to this location. Hey, maybe there's someone I'm not getting along with at your facility. Like there's a million different reasons. It could just be like I just need something different. That's part of growth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's no testament. Like coach can be great, but hey, you can see you on Instagram. You see some of the best weightlifters in the country jump fucking ship every goddamn 6 months. So
Which isn't always the right thing too. I mean,
no,
having some
I kind
loyalty
of
in
disagree
the
with
end
some
goes a
of
long
it.
way too, yeah.
I definitely do. I think you need to stick with something, but
So
that's something that just worked out better for her. So.
What did you after that meet then? Well, I should ask first. How fast did you gain any weight back? Was it like a lot right away, or was it kind of over time?
So, after the show, I was terrified of the rebound. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And going from someone who was 240 pounds at one point in our life to down to 156, from being in a really shitty marriage to suddenly like, oh my gosh, this is the best I've ever looked. And like, whatever, I'll be frank, I got attention for it. And that felt really good. And to like, be like, shit, I have to let this go. And like, I was terrified of that. So I was really strict with my diet for about 6 to 7 weeks, to where I only went up to about 165 pounds.
Okay.
And I stayed very, very lean. I still was working out just as hard as I was before. And yeah, I was just so terrified of letting that go.
So did you stay with your coach after the show too to come off your stage prep the right way?
Yep, he gave me a plan, and it was pretty straightforward. It was, here we're going to do the carb cycle that we had done Sunday through Thursday, and then slight carb load Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday wasn't a free day, but I was allowed to do like one free meal, and then each week we would just add 10 grams of carbs in each time. And I pretty much did that. At one point, I ended up only, because the lowest I said, like I said, was 55 grams of carbs a day. I only really went up to like 100, just because, again, I was so terrified and I refused to kind of listen. And Ryan had actually moved in August before my show. He left the country. So I did.
What did you say? No,
that was actually a really, I kind of did say that. Sorry, Ryan. But that was super hard because, again, it was this, I have to trust this person that I literally switched coaches for, and you're leaving the country now. Holy shit. Okay, I guess we'll see.
It's a great test for you to see how you respond, really.
It was, and let me tell you too, like, I never felt more supported because the people that I met through the process came around me and still would meet me for the workouts because I was alone at that point. Like, he would send me emails of like, hey, we're gonna do this. I'd send him check-in photos, but I was alone from August until October for my prep, but I still was super supported. But anyways, that's a side note. But after the show, he left again, and it kind of stopped then at that point. We didn't really work together anymore.
And you were able to pull together yourself. I think one of the biggest misconceptions that I see too, and I wonder if, I'll ask if he even talked to you about this prior to even signing out with them as a nutrition coach, and for the show and the prep. Do they talk to you about the misconception of, because whenever you post online, you see some of the very best, they're 10% body fat, and I think a lot of times we see these people and think they're looking at that year round. In reality, you only hold it for so long, right? And then it's the total mind blast of, I'm going to look like I did before I started this in a matter of time, right?
Right.
To a certain point.
Yeah, and
I'm sure you went through that.
oh, it horribly went through it. And
Okay.
It was everyone talks about it, but no one can really fully prep you for when you're at home alone in the dark by yourself, left with your thoughts. Like no one can prep you for that.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, I hung on okay-ish for about 6 weeks, but being 6 feet tall and 156 pounds is not healthy. Like I looked really anorexic looking. Like it just wasn't. It's physically not healthy for a female to be that.
No.
It's just not.
Well, like you were
saying.
saying, when you had all the attention from how great you were looking in the prep for the show, like I'm sure your self-esteem is as high as it can go because you've never been there before, and that's natural.
Yep.
But then coming off that, I think like you almost need like a therapist, a psychiatrist, or a really good coach to walk you through. This is how we're going to get off it, but keep you in a certain area to continue to like be healthy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Well, especially too, look at some of those not old school, but you look at some of those women bodybuilders or male, they stay lean really long like that. Doesn't the collagen and everything in their face start breaking down? They don't look.
They look old.
Yeah, they look old. They look like they're smokers, almost like crackheads.
well, you're starving yourself.
Yeah,
You're
essentially,
No, literally, that is what
Yeah.
you're doing to get on stage. You starve yourself.
Yeah.
You deprive your body of its key nutrients, and then you can't maintain that. You're literally going to kill yourself.
Well, it's like Stan Efferding says, if you want to compete, it's not healthy.
No,
Really.
it's not.
That's with any sport.
Yeah, it's the same
You're
thing
going to
with
push yourself
powerlifting.
past the limits of what your body should be doing.
Yeah, compete in anything. It's not
Any-
healthy.
anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Like-
bodybuilding just puts a sparkly suit on it, puts it on the stage.
Yeah.
And so after 6 weeks or so, around the holidays, is when it started to get really tough for me. And I actually, I'm very just blunt and honest, which I don't care. I fell into an old eating disorder.
Okay.
And I had a little bit in high school. It was nothing like big, but it triggered that for me. And it's something that I actually still struggle with, very much so, to where, it is super hard. Like I said, no one preps you for when you're at home alone in the dark and what thoughts go through your head.
Absolutely.
And how you are supposed to like find your value after something like that.
So is that part of the reason you had converted to vegan? Is maybe the discipline factor to keep yourself on, like in a mental and physical healthy journey? Know you can stick to this plan because it's one you can stick to.
Not necessarily, no. I've stuck with the vegan thing just for all the other reasons. I was for the animal rights and all that kind of thing. And at this point too, like the idea of like red meat just grosses me the fuck out. Like, nope, I want nothing to do with it. But it's, I will never get on stage again. It's something that I will never do. And if a woman ever, specifically women, ever ask me about it, or like a younger girl who's trying to find her way, I'm gonna absolutely discourage it. It's just not. I don't agree with it anymore.
And you had your rodeo, you prepped for it, so that was the last meet you ever did. I take it, did you do another one?
That was the first and the last
It
one.
was, okay, but
Yeah.
you did it, so that's important.
Yeah, so I did it, and that's part of why too, now after the show, I ended up getting in a car accident in February. Couldn't work out for a few weeks, and that really pushed the eating disorder into a whole nother realm and level because I was like, I have no worth. I'd put so much of myself into training and what I looked like that I was like, that's all my worth. That's all I have. And obviously, you would tell anybody, no, that's not true, but you never believe it yourself.
At the time, that's what you were feeling.
And so I couldn't work out for 2 weeks after the accident, and that just catapulted me way further down the eating disorder road than I ever thought I would go.
So you had injuries on top of the eating disorder. Which I think we could even talk a whole podcast about getting through injuries in the emotional and mental and go through that. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, and so I think at that point I'd rebounded back up to about 210 pounds. Is kind of, I think maybe about 215 is about the highest. I kind of refused to step on a scale for a really long time because I was so terrified of whatever that stupid number said.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, good for you. So then from there, you transitioned into more powerlifting, right? And I mean, recently you posted pictures of you hex bar deadlifting close to 5 or more.
I
560.
did a trap bar at 560.
560.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, I didn't realize it
I
was that
saw
much.
that and I'm like, and she's gonna pass out.
Well, the
I
incredible,
couldn't breathe.
I know you couldn't fucking breathe. I saw it.
and the incredible thing about that is you did a couple other meets on the journey in the last few months through the summer with the what was the fundraising thing you did?
Yeah. So that was really fun. That was a Pull for Pride event here in Minneapolis. It's a fundraising event for the Avenues. It's for homeless youth in Minneapolis. And I did that kind of just on a whim with the doc at the chiropractor's office that I work at, Lynn Lake Chiropractic in Minneapolis.
Where's it at?
In Minneapolis on Lyndale Avenue.
What's it
and
called?
Lynn Lake Chiropractic.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 2 locations. There's one in Northeast Minneapolis as well. But we had a patient talk about it once, and then like some photographer that came to take our clinic's picture for some magazine, I don't know, mentioned it, and the doc and I, Ryan Jones, we looked at each other like, hey, like we're part of the community, let's do this. We're big and strong, or whatever.
Did you out deadlift him?
No, he out-deadlifted me, unfortunately. But that was the first time ever, and we had hooked up. We had an intern at the time named Brad Netzel, and he is a powerlifter strongman competitor, and so he would train us over our lunch breaks. And so we decided, like, hey, Brad, like, you got to train us for this. Like, we don't know what we're doing. So we would go down, like, once a week and lift with him. And at Southside Athletic in Burnsville is where we would train. And so we just did that event. And then afterwards, Brad's like, you know, you really should, like, think about doing this. You're kind of good at it. I was like, okay, sure. So I just did a powerlifting meet 2 weekends ago now. It was my first one, again, at Southside.
And what'd you
with
get at that meet?
That was your first one.
That was my first meet, yep.
No shit.
Yep.
What'd you get there, Sarah? How'd you do?
Gosh. It was okay. It was a really good learning experience.
Bench was
Yeah.
sketchy as fuck.
Oh,
by
bench
the
Yeah,
way.
you know, I talked to her. She's like,
Sarah
I
got
did
a-
terrible. I'm like, it was your
Sarah
first
got
fucking
a
meet.
5-second pause on one of her fucking bench attempts. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
my
Wait,
first
oh,
one.
wait. Run through why.
What's that?
Why was it terrible? Just so
Because
that.
the judge was giving the longest press.
So he's being a
commands.
cock.
She.
She was being a. Yes, okay, I can't say that.
So I remember. So I
She was
remember
mean.
watching. I remember watching everybody's bench, and Sarah's in particular. And Sarah on her first attempt, rested on her chest. She's waiting, and then finally gets the press command. The second one, I think you touched your chest,
Yeah.
and then you didn't get a command,
Yeah.
and you dropped it a little bit lower,
Yep.
and then finally got a command, and then it got stuck. Somebody, I think, talked to her after a certain point, and the press commands got a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
that was
that was a
that's-
tough,
that was
especially
rough.
for your first meet. That's
Right.
really tough.
Really, I
but
didn't know
a good,
that happened.
Yeah, it was a really good learning experience though, because you're always gonna have someone that
You
calls
are.
You have
You're
to
always-
exceed the standard in training.
Right,
You have to,
but
because
that's
somebody's
the
gonna
thing,
fuck
yeah.
you. Like you have to be ready for it.
You have
No,
to be
it
ready
happens.
for
It happens
yeah.
in it happens in everything.
100%.
I've had people. I had a lifter 2 years ago who missed a state place or placement in state because they had their elbows locked in the jerk, and she raised her shoulder, which is legal. But one of the judges who were in it has never even done a weightlifting meet before. Yeah, how the fuck is that work?
Exceed the standard.
Yeah, so I know it's just one of those things you're gonna get in local meets. You just are.
I think
So-
what did Doug Staley say when he was on with us? It's not about going 9 for 9 but getting a max. So
Yeah,
yeah.
push yourself to the meet.
It's
Is
fucking
his kind of.
PRs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So what did you end up? I mean, I know you failed on some of your lifts, your attempts, but what did you end up with? And
So my squat, I ended up with 319.
okay,
and
being 6 foot tall as a female, I'm sure you tried for some heavy weights after that. That's hard.
squat was,
319 is hard for a male.
that was super,
I mean, your average person.
that was a super kind of mixed emotions, disappointing. I've done 350 for 2 like a few weeks before, but
Yeah,
I've
you've done
been,
like 365 with us.
yeah, I've been struggling with like hamstring issues and this whole. I
We
only
will
did
fix
a.
that.
Yeah, thank you. I
Well, on top of that, you're also training for a firefighter.
Right. So I did a
test and-
quick 10-week prep for the meet,
Yeah.
and the whole time was doing CrossFit at the Athlete Lab in Little Canada. Sorry.
Yeah, for the
Sorry.
record, I said she was nuts.
Were you
It's a-
training for a prep too? Like you were gonna
She's
get
like,
on
so I
stage,
was training
do
for
it?"
3 things, and I don't know why the meet didn't
Anything
do.
else?
I didn't do how I wanted to at the
Yeah.
meet.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
Marathon training in there.
Yeah.
No marathon training. But I was training for the St. Paul Fire Test, which I ended up taking in September, 3 weeks before the powerlifting meet.
By one of the guys who saw your test as a member of mine, had coached both of his kids. He said you fucking killed him.
Did you set some
And for the
records?
record, he said if you don't get hired, he's like, there's no fucking way.
Well, you said a good
Yeah,
time.
you said
a good time.
a woman's record. Is what he said.
Yeah, that was the goal. The record before was like 3:11
On what?
on the St. Paul physical test.
Yeah, it's like a time.
What
You
is
like
it?
drag
I
a
mean,
dummy.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so you run up, you put on weighted vests and full turnout gear. You have a weighted vest, a tank, a helmet, jacket, blah, blah, blah. And you run up 5 flights of stairs with a 60-pound bundle over your shoulder, and you have to drop it at the top and come back down. And then you go over to a charged hose line, but you have to drag, I think it's like 75, 80 feet. And then you walk over to a 180-pound dummy, and you have to drag that backwards 100 feet. And then you do a fan carry, which is it's only like 45 pounds or something. That's 150 feet. And then the last event is called the Kaiser. It's this 150-pound metal sled that you like straddle, and you have to hit with this little hammer backwards behind you. Yeah, between your legs.
Yeah.
And
They do that in CrossFit.
yes.
Hammer slugging?
They do.
Yeah, it was in the games this year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It actually was like 5 years ago. So the thing is, if you watch the games, they have never done it. All those athletes, so they're like,
Yeah.
I think Ben Smith was the
That
only
Noah,
one, and so they're all like,
whatever his name is got called
What's
for
that?
flicking.
because he was hitting it and pulling.
Well, yeah, which you're not allowed to do. You're disqualified if you do that at the state.
What's that firefighter competition? Like they have national competitions for it. What is it? Is it the same thing that you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah. I
'Cause
talked
they do the
to
sled
Jason
thing,
about it.
because
He
that's
said,
part of it. They like run, they like haul ass, big ass ladder, throw it up, climb up the ladder, jump up
seen
there,
those guys? They're
fucking
nuts.
whack the hammer, and like
it's pretty badass.
it's
My
pretty
fat ass
insane.
would die.
You gotta be in incredible shape to pass that test.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible shape to pass the firefighter test, right?
We had a member a few years, or like 5 years ago, who did it.
Yeah.
And he broke like a state record too.
Gotta be in better shape than a fucking cop, that's for sure.
Oh no, yes, you're right.
I went to fire. I
You
went to
have
fire
cops that, you
school.
got cops that go here, right?
I was
I have a lot of cops
members
here.
here,
I was a
A lot of
wildland
fire
firefighter
departments.
for 2 summers. I went to fire school for 1 year. I don't.
Has been.
Fuck 'em.
So, what was your deadlift in that meet?
So back to the meet. I ended up with I think 429 is what I got, and I.
But you obviously
I ramped,
done more in
I ramped to
training.
456.
Wow. Okay.
Which sucked, but whatever. It
You
is.
couldn't get over 460.
No, I couldn't get over 460.
Wasn't that a state record or national record?
So the 429
Yeah.
was an American record.
Yeah. She's like, I had such a bad day, but I did these things. I'm like,
Exactly.
fuck off. Your first
So then
meet, you just crush
my
it.
meet total was also an American record.
What's my motto? Take the win. Take the fucking win. You had like 3 wins that day.
Well, in order to do that, and then a couple weeks ago, like I said, set the St. Paul fire test, which is really what I was going for
Yeah.
the whole time. It was perfect. Like, I couldn't have really asked for much more.
Which is incredible. Do all that at the same time.
Right?
So,
As a
you've
vegan.
done-
As a vegan.
As a vegan.
Yeah.
Fucking don't
Imagine
believe
if you ate steak.
that. all the creatine.
Oh man.
You'd be 340 and half.
God, she would.
So,
She'd be the Minnesota equivalent to Thor. Just hello.
so you've done the bodybuilding. You've done the powerlifting with the CrossFit and the firefighting.
Yeah.
So when is the calendar come out, by the way?
I don't know. I swear when
Wait,
I got
when is the
out
what?
the department,
Oh, the calendar?
we are making a women's
Hey.
calendar. We are doing
no,
it.
they
in
are
December.
There's enough
Yes.
women on the department to make
I
a
will
women's calendar.
Start that myself. We'll even come here and we'll do the photo shoot
Okay.
here. Okay.
All right.
I'll make that deal with you.
Alright, we'll buy it.
So now the next thing on
I've been
tap
saying that
you-
for my gym just to exploit the,
That's
the lifters I have.
Tyler is all 12.
Come on, just like Cal Strength. Their biggest video is their girl lifters lifting. It's like 3 million views or some shit. Anyways,
So now your next venture is strongman competitions, right?
Yep. So
you're
now
working with Joel, right?
I know I'm working with Brad Nitzel still.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, so we are starting, I think tomorrow, a 16-week prep for the Winter Assault. That's like February 9th or something.
Where's that going to be?
Yeah,
at?
where is that?
Here at the convention center.
Oh, that's like the yeah.
It's hosted by Los Campeones.
Yep.
Tim Kovac puts that event on.
When is it?
really?
February 9th?
Yep, February 9th.
I gotta make sure my meat's not that
The
weekend.
Winter
Oh,
Assault.
you should come. It's like the Arnold.
No, we're gonna go. I need to
The
email
Arnold
myself
Olympian?
right now to
Yeah.
make sure I don't have my weightlifting meet that weekend because I'm doing it next week.
CC me.
Okay, I will.
So yeah, we're gonna start that now and just see what happens. I think I'm going to have a bit more of a knack for the strongman because there's less rules. I don't have to wait for commands. I just get to pick up heavy shit and move.
Well, even some of the stuff we've done here in the parking lot, and you kicked ass at that. We weren't even going very heavy.
Yeah.
And you were dominating.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. Shit sounds fun. I don't have the back.
Come train with me.
I'll come train with you, but like we talked to
Strongman
Joel here a
Saturday?
few months ago, and
It's
I don't have the
Strongman
back for
Saturday
it.
at Southside tomorrow at 10:30. We're all gonna be there.
I have a coach at the Open tomorrow, so we're lifting at 8:30 a.m. Then we gotta hit the road.
Next weekend you can.
Like, I'm gonna be
you can
drinking
come
whiskey
pull trucks
driving
with
home.
us.
Get weird.
You can
Oh, I'm
drink
gonna get
whiskey
weird
when
tomorrow.
we train strongman. That's fine. That's acceptable.
I pick things up and put them down.
Do some Atlas stones. That's where I got all this.
Yeah.
bruises.
I was wondering about that. I'm like,
Yeah.
but then I saw your
I
post.
tried Atlas stones last week.
What about the iron?
Huh?
So
What's
what
the
about
iron?
the
Is that the
iron?
thing you hold like this and walk around?
No, I'm talking about like from your diet, the iron.
Greens have more iron in them than meat does.
What?
Actually, yeah.
Really? More than
And
steak?
Calcium. And calcium has more.
You gotta eat like 2
greens.
bags of spinach to get.
Don't believe everything you hear here. Calm down.
I'm gonna eat steak because Stan said so. that's it.
But yeah, so we'll start that and see what happens.
Very cool. Do you guys know ahead of time like what to train for?
Yeah,
or
they
you to find
just
out like
released the events,
oh, it was already
actually.
released.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how long in advance do they release the events?
They just released them a couple days ago. He got them fully approved.
So what are the events that they released?
So there's 5 events, 6 events. So we are going to be doing I'm not going to do novice because the weights for novice it's not going to be fun for me. So I'm
Bunch
going
of
to do
toys.
Yeah, kind of. So I'm going to do just the women's open, and I'm going to be competing at 198 pounds. And so
They have weight classes?
Yeah, technically it'll be heavyweight.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
But
Just like-
So would I be like a welterweight in strongman?
Big
I'm
fella.
285.
You're a big fella.
Oh, I am.
You'd be super heavyweight, wouldn't you?
Am I?
You'd be a super.
I think over 285.
What
you
are the weight
275.
classes? Do you know?
I don't
Super, so I'd
fully-
be fat man class. Okay.
Yeah, the fat.
So what are the weight classes? I had no idea there's weight
I
classes.
kind of
know what
laughed
they
when
super break
Joel
down.
was on here. He pointed at me and told me I was a small guy, like the little guy. Like,
Oh, yeah, Joe's a big motherfucker,
Joe?
dude. God damn, I was so envious of his forearms.
yeah.
Christ. I'm like, that was me when I was like 12. But now, back to reality. Sorry, Joe.
When I discovered the internet.
They didn't have that back. Well, they did, but I didn't have access.
Oregon Trail, but whatever.
What were the events you were gonna do?
Okay, so the events are a farmer's carry, and for my weight class it'll be 180 pounds each hand, and you have to go 50 feet, but with 2 turns, so it'll be a total of 150 feet.
So is that
180 pounds each hand?
Yeah.
so is that
That's damn near body weight.
yeah? Is that 2 separate?
2
All
separate
right,
It's
185
not
each
connected?
hand.
100, yeah, each
That's
hand.
big time.
So is it
God
2?
damn, that's legit.
Is it 2 separate contraptions in
Yep,
your hand, or
yep.
it is?
2
Okay.
separate, they're not connected.
Yep.
And
Oh, it's not like that
it's
frame.
not a frame.
enclosed thing. Yeah, the framed ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So yeah.
Makes
that-
it even harder.
That's still
to control
going?
that.
Yeah.
Now, are there straps involved in that, or is it just?
No straps for this one.
I think you just
Wow,
chalk up
good.
and go,
Yeah,
man.
you just pick it up, and
I would say strongman's more functional than
I
CrossFit.
don't think you're allowed to drop it on this
shit up.
one either.
Yeah.
So if you
Oh, are
drop
you
it,
penalized?
if
You have to go
drop-
back?
No, if you drop
You're
it, you're
done.
done. You're
Right,
marked
you're
at
done.
that spot.
So 185 pounds. Wait,
Each hand.
fathoming that.
That's
Fucking
pretty awesome.
heavy. What do the guys have to carry?
The big guys have to carry a lot. I
A
couldn't
lot.
figure
Probably
it out,
3
but
something each hand.
It's,
I couldn't fucking do
it's
that.
a lot. And
My
then
left wrist
the
would
other
pop.
event, here I can show you. The heavyweight men for farmers is 280 a hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a dislocated wrist. It would fall off. Plate and screw holding it together. Yeah, that's insane. Wow.
That's awesome.
There's a log clean and press.
How big is that?
For my weight class, it's 150.
Guys.
The
And is that-
heavyweight men is 280.
God damn.
And you're cleaning and pressing that.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of fun to see, because I know the strongman clean is,
It's the roll.
to the belly.
Like they're doing
And
At-
then you roll it up.
and then you
push
roll it up.
down.
That would
I've
be
never
probably-
done it.
yeah,
ever,
that
so
itself
I
could
have
be
no
fun to learn.
clue, so we're going to be learning that tomorrow. I think, in
Absolutely.
training.
No shit. I want to go. We have to go down there. I've never learned this stuff. I
Come,
want to try
come
it.
train, yeah.
I can't tomorrow. But yeah, I'll definitely. Go.
Not next weekend because Brad will be he's competing at nationals next weekend, but the weekend after you can come out.
You probably reach out to Joel too.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. And so then there's a lot of clean and press. The yoke walk for my weight class, it's a 500-pound yoke walk, and it's a 50-foot course.
And that's the one on your back, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the big
Yeah, you just
thing
carry
that you
the
guys
yoke.
have over there.
I can do that all day.
For your weight class rider, it would be 800.
I think the heaviest I've gone is 7. But that's like 3 times for 100 meters.
That's 60-second cap, 50 feet, as fast as you can.
Okay.
And then the deadlift for reps, which is fun. I tried this today and it did not.
Now, is that from
From the ground with a
Is it
deadlift
like
bar.
regular plate size plates, or is it like the big
No,
disc?
but
Is it like
it's from
18
the
inches
ground.
high? Is the
No,
bar? It's from the ground. Okay.
Regular deadlift.
Yep.
For my weight class, it's 405.
Is the bar itself like an axle, like
It's a
a little
deadlift bar.
thicker?
It's a
Okay.
deadlift bar.
And you get straps though, right?
Yes. you
Strongman,
get
yeah,
straps.
strongman strap.
You get
Straps, which I agree with.
The figure 8.
Yeah. And then the rider, I think your weight class would be 650 for reps in a minute.
Can I sumo that shit?
For reps.
I think you
From
do,
block?
However you count.
Crazy.
That's nuts, dude.
So
Oh,
is there a
man, that's
truck
it.
pull involved or anything, or
Not
are
in
those
this
the events?
one, not in this one. Then
Okay.
there's so there's a farmer and then the carry and load, and they're going to be doing kegs.
Yep.
And for my weight class, it's going to be 180, a 200, and a 220.
Is it
And
only
you-
kegs or different contraptions too?
Just kegs, and you
Okay.
have to load it at a 50-inch height.
Wow.
And so you're loading it over a bar, I think for reps is what
Okay.
And rider, your weight class will be 260, 280, and 300 pound keg.
So
That's
this is in
unreal.
February, Sarah?
Yep, February 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never done kegs. I just picked up Atlas stones for the first time last week. I've done a frame carry like once or twice. I did farmer's carries last week. Done yoke like twice maybe. So I'm literally just learning and
Yeah.
whatever.
So
We'll see what happens.
I think Joel had mentioned when he always trained for his events, he do stuff throughout the week, but the big thing was Saturday, they do all the events.
Yep.
Is that how your training's gonna be set up? Every Saturday you're gonna just
Yep.
everything in that
Yeah,
day?
they kind of do like a base, not base strength, but you know they do their presses, pulls, squats, and it seems like Saturdays they just.
And then it's
They do
every-
all the-
it's- I guess they call it event day. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
seen my
I think of it
program.
as just GPP personally, but like.
Yeah.
You know.
I haven't seen my program yet. I know Mondays are going to be yoke days, and then I don't know how the rest is going to be set up.
That's something that's crazy. Like we do a lot of that kind of stuff here. We're not strongman gym, but we do a lot of that stuff for structure work. And I know me and a few people. All of a sudden we load the spine heavy twice in a week like that. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
It's incredible how strong some of these guys are. Like,
Yeah,
it's
last
unreal.
so I said I don't really get sore very often, but last Saturday I did farmer's carries and I worked up to reps with I think it was 225 in a hand and did 60 feet just walking, going, and then I did a 470-pound yoke for I don't know 3 or 4 reps down and back. And we did the Atlas stones. And we did one other thing. I can't remember. But I woke up on Sunday. I was smoked. And I swear I have a bruise on my back.
Well,
Like,
the thing
that
is, though,
fucking hurt.
think of the time under tension.
Yeah.
You're not like doing much flexion or extension, obviously, but dude, your whole body's
Well, it
just
depends if there's a
working.
big crowd there. or
Love
not.
carries. I
You
love
know, if you gotta show
Yeah.
up for the crowd, you don't have to.
Yeah, yoke. I like yoke. Yoke
There's
carries
always a
are
crowd
awesome.
there,
Yeah,
so you always
yeah.
have to show up because all these people are
Oh
watching
yeah,
you, like,
you're not gonna.
So, as far as you know, I think your body actually you're probably pretty good at because you're such an athlete in track and throwing. I wonder if you're just so naturally explosive that you're gonna be pretty good at it. I would assume.
Yeah, like I said, I just show up and work. Brad has kind of he's going to be doing the programming, and he has said a couple times to me that he thinks that forget powerlifting, forget CrossFit, this is going to be my thing.
Yeah.
He thinks I can
Yeah.
be good at it. So I'm going to, like I said, show up and work, and we'll see what happens.
That's the great way to earn it. That's awesome. And then for have you thought about maybe process the eating disorder and this and that? But if you're going to need to recover and gain. You're gonna be 198, you said though.
Yeah.
But to recover, are you gonna have a lot of vegan pizzas afterwards, or are you gonna how are you gonna keep that? I mean,
That's a thing.
yeah.
Yes, I'll bring
Pizza
you
Lucha is your favorite, right?
Thank you.
I eat about anything, so except for that mock meat, that shit's fucked up.
I'll get you some.
But how are you gonna do it? I mean, you're gonna have to up your calories, maybe, right?
I am going to have to have my calories.
Maybe just on Saturdays though.
I don't know. I do plan on having pancakes before we train.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm eating donuts as soon as I wake up to train tomorrow. Dude, smashing, yes.
Yeah, but that's gonna
Always
be a big
pastries
part of it.
before lifting.
Yeah, donuts. I know. I've been bringing you guys donuts and
Yeah, yeah,
cupcakes and crap before we left here.
I know. Cupcakes tomorrow?
How can we miss this? Every
You're
time.
never here Saturday, man.
yeah,
we
usually
literally have donuts here like every Saturday.
My phone ain't ringing.
Well, now you know.
Nick, yeah, you've been out of the loop, Nick. Now you're in.
Since you're coming tomorrow, would you mind doing the,
It's your time. It's
My
your turn.
I suppose, huh? Pumpkin spice lattes, guys.
Jesus.
Hy-Vee has some great variety, by the way.
Yeah,
Well, they have this fruity pebble donut.
Yes.
Oh god, that's
What's the one by you in Minneapolis?
lamb doll donuts.
Yeah, I saw your
Lamb dolls.
post the other day. Those look stupid.
Wonderful.
God, I'd be fat
Oh
if
my
I ate that
gosh,
shit
they
every
have
day.
the best vegan donuts. They're
Oh,
great.
they have
Those are vegan
I
donuts?
wouldn't eat them otherwise.
I don't want.
All of their donuts are vegan?
No, they have a large selection.
If you had told us that, you could have made fun of us after we ate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now that you told me, I don't want them.
You have to dip in soy milk too.
Sorry. Give me a glass of chocolate milk and something that has eggs and real food.
I like my side.
This is why I'm gonna be dead by the time I'm 60.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, man.
It's probably better that way.
Yeah, probably.
So anything else going on in your life? I mean, anything else you're trying to prep for? Is the firefighting thing still waiting on the return or anything? Or how's
Yeah.
That takes months, is what Jason was explaining to me, correct?
So, oh god, yeah.
It takes a
So
long time.
They just emailed us like the beginning of October saying that it's going to happen. We're waiting for our rankings to come out the end of this month. Interviews will be in November, and then background checks, all that crap, and then academy to start in February next year. They just emailed us 2 days ago, and they said, "Oh, just kidding. We're pushing everything back to academy won't start until April. Interviews won't be until February next year."
Wow.
So it's, and they can probably do it again. Like it's just
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
around and waiting. It's whatever.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
It's one of those things though, once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
old
total
boys
lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're in.
Yeah.
So from everything you've done, you're currently doing, is there anything else you kind of in the back of your mind have always wanted to try that you may in the future? You just haven't been in that part in your life yet?
Not really. This is
Yeah.
pretty much. I like being functionally fit.
Yeah.
Strongman's a little bit, a little bit more
Yeah.
extreme, but like.
Yeah, but the
doing
thing is, you could
firefighting
still do
thing.
powerlifting meets if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Really, you
I
could, just for
yeah.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
like, why not?
Yeah. I could. I think. Yeah, we're gonna see how the meet goes
Sure.
now in February, but I think the secret kind of goal is to qualify for nationals right away.
I think if American Gladiators came back, you'd be a perfect
Why don't
idea.
they
No
have
idea what
those?
that is.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
You don't know about American Gladiators?
Hey, cancel the show. This is over.
What?
Remember the old American Gladiators TV
Gladiators
show?
ready.
With
Didn't
like
have a
Michael
TV
Ahern
growing
and those
up.
guys?
I didn't
Really?
have a TV growing up.
Okay. Well, pull up some YouTube videos later.
Do you still just watch The Office on Netflix?
Yes.
How many
hell's wrong
times?
with you?
How many times have you been through The Office?
Oh God, like 8.
You gotta go through it like once a year minimum.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
after,
Like twice
That
a
and
year.
Parks and Rec.
Unless you're a fucking
Yes.
serial
Yeah.
killer.
And
Yeah,
I go between Friends, that,
Gross.
and the Andy Griffith Show.
that's Andy Griffith's
So
great.
this is like a huge moment for you.
Yes,
By the
it
way,
is.
we
Opie's
have
great.
Opie from Manny Griffith's show as a 22-year-old
Opie!
male.
Yeah,
He's quite handsome.
Great. Yeah.
But the Office is tough. 'cause
Lovely
after
quads.
like Michael leaves, it's hard to continue after you know what's
You
going
kind
on.
of
They
have to
did-
just go back.
dude,
to
yeah,
They
the
still
beginning.
did a pretty good job without
They did.
Michael, though.
They did.
Will
It just
Ferrell
turns
was
into a
great.
Pam.
Will
and Jim
Ferrell was
fest.
pretty
Yeah, but dude, Parks and Rec, I hate how it ended.
Never
They
watched
ended it well, but it's just,
Yeah.
like all of them got so damn big.
Well, the
in their
mistake
own
they
right.
made is, I feel like they should have done a spin-off with Ron as the main character.
Why haven't they done
The
that?
fact
I
they
want
never
Ron
did
to be
that,
my dad.
I
Did you ever
don't
watch the Ron stand-up?
It's great.
Have you heard him laugh?
His
He's
giggle.
fucking hilarious.
His
Well,
giggle.
by the way, the executive producer of Parks and Rec is from my old hometown,
Get
the
him
town I
on.
worked at,
Get him
because
on.
I trained his brother and his wife. So shout out
Have you guys seen Big Mouth?
to the Sacketts.
I've heard of Big Mouth.
Oh my
You should
god,
watch
it's
it.
so funny.
I just got hooked on that.
Oh,
Really?
It's
You like
everything that we
cartoon,
say
right?
in a
Yes.
boys' locker room, but put on a show. It's
Yes.
fucked up.
Those
It's
hormone
it's
ones.
spectacular.
It has
It's so bad.
it's produced by that one guy from the
Nick
fantasy
Kroll.
football.
yeah,
Nick
he's
Kroll,
yeah,
right?
he's a gross little man, but he's funny.
Yeah.
It's so perverse.
Oh, it's
wonderful.
it is though. It's like how every 13 to 15-year-old talks. Like, you know, it's just you and the boys hanging out, but it's a show. It's finally someone.
People really only talk like that from 13 to 15.
Well, I mean, we do, but it's behind
Writers
closed doors.
I was
Or
gonna-
on this
I
show.
was gonna
Unless
say,
you're having whiskey on a Friday night talking to Sarah.
it doesn't take whiskey.
So how do people get in touch with you if they want to follow you on Instagram or Facebook? How do people reach out to you?
So you can follow me on Instagram. I guess my handle is Wonder_Woman 13.
If you like Wonder Woman, she has
Just follow her.
What was that
I
again?
did a
Wonder.
period woman period 13 1.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, so Wonder Woman 13. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I think you tag me in random shit.
Yeah, yeah.
there
And when we post this, we'll have you in there. So,
You guys, anything else?
Thanks for coming on.
yeah. We'll have you on
That was
again.
awesome.
You'll be a
Thank you.
regular.
We'll be
It's
out-
really good.
We'll have to
thanks,
figure out how your
guys.
strongman stuff went, and we'll
Yeah.
definitely have you back.
Yeah, we'll definitely be at that.
Yeah.
We gotta go. That'll be
Yeah,
fucking
I'd
sweet.
love to come and train here. You guys are awesome here. It's always a ridiculous
Next
time when
Saturday?
we
Yeah, it's
train
always
here.
fun.
And you can take us through some strongman stuff and make us
Sure.
cry, and it'll be good.
Okay, yeah, we'll do a trade. I'll come train here. You can help me with my squats and activating hammies and all that shit.
Yeah,
because
what the
I suck
fuck?
at
Why
that.
don't you have hamstrings?
I do have I'm great
I'm mad about
hamstrings.
this. No, you don't. They don't work.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this, man. Yeah. We'll fix it.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then you guys can come down and train with me at some
All right,
point.
we'll do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.